Cybersecurity question. What's the most critical type of information or data that I should be concerned about protecting?
I don't know. Unfortunately, there's not necessarily a single answer to that. It will certainly depend a lot on the specific nature of your business. Um, but I'll try and give a few more useful answers than that. Um, if you're if you're dealing with credit card transactions, if you're a retail business that does a lot of brick and mortar retail transactions or e-commerce transactions, that's certainly going to be one of the big ones. Is anything related to your customers' information and especially their payment information. One, because if you have a breach, customers are going to be less likely to trust you, but even more specific to your budget, you can be fined significant amounts of money if you have a data breach and you were found to have not taken the proper precautions to have safeguarded your customers' data. If you are actually another piece to that, more for the e-commerce side of things, there's a really important piece, a body of regulation called GDPR, which comes from Europe, but it's not applicable only to Europe. It's potentially applicable to anybody doing business online if you're dealing with EU citizens, even if you're in the US and that EU citizen is in the EU, if you're doing business with them online. And it lays out a lot of different things, but at its essence governs how you can collect data, what data you can collect, what you can do with it, and what you have to tell your customers you're doing with it. And there are significant fines attached to noncompliance with that. Again, it can be against an American company, and there have been specific examples of that. So anything, if you think back, I guess it would have been 2 years ago, this past May, was when GDPR went into force. It was May 2018. I know everybody at the time, you probably got literally hundreds of emails from companies that you have interacted with over time saying, we're updating our terms of service. And that was because of GDPR. So at minimum, have clear terms of service and privacy policies on your website that govern what you do with data and what data you collect and how you store it and protect it. If you're maybe a manufacturing or a product design business, my guess is some of your most important things you want to protect might be related either to your product designs or your process designs. That could be a piece of it. It could be related to your customer lists. It could be related to your vendor lists. Things like that. So it could be, basically design, intellectual property, I guess is an easier way to say that. So it's certainly gonna vary depending on the nature of your business. But I think those are two answers that are gonna be applicable to many businesses.